Hello there, welcome back to my channel. Antoinette here, and this is day 18 of the VR to Ethany's 31 Days of Tarot Challenge 2021. The question today is, what decks give me the heebie-jeebies? I can't honestly say I have a deck that does that. However, I throw the question out to you, what decks give you the heebie-jeebies and why? So after thinking long and hard, because I do have an eclectic taste in decks, and as I've said before, I like the artwork and I like a varied collection. However, I won't buy the deck just because of a particular factor. I will have to buy it because I like it. I realise there are some cards in decks that maybe I don't like because they surprise me when they come up, and it's the surprise of the card coming out that gives me that kind of scary shock factor. So starting with deck number 1, we'll go to the Abandoned Oracle, and this is one by Deviant Moon. There it is. If they have a big spider in the deck and I'm not expecting them, I have to say they make me jump. Even though I know the deck owns a spider, it makes me jump. I don't know if it's that kind of fight or flight instinct that we have, because in our natural kind of caveman days, this would be ingrained into us because potentially these could kill us. So we are naturally instilled to jump when we see them. So it's when they just suddenly appear in the deck, they make me jump. They actually, they give me one what's it fright. But the fact it's on the card really isn't here nor there. It's just when they just appear in the deck and if I'm not expecting it. So this is in the Abandoned Oracle. This is one of the cards. It stays in the deck. Other people find this deck a bit weird because they're not so partial to these sorts of images. They probably find these images more freaky than the card that I find freaky. But I really like the deck, and I like the way that you can work with the images and how you're feeling and how you can pull your intuition on them. Also the fact that there's a great little white book that you can download from the website, and it gives you like a little bit of the other side of the meaning that the creator had for the cards when he made them. So this is the X-ray edition, first version of the X-ray edition, and it is still available on the website. He did I think it was like 55 decks originally, and then he's just printed some more, so they're now available on the website because the first lot sold out. But this deck is it's quite a great little oracle. You know, the elixir, you can take this literally as you want to take it, and you can make some really kind of offensive stories out of it too. So I you know, the blasé guy, I think he's just great. It really reminds me of the Emperor's New Clothes as well, actually, this picture. You're feeding, bite the hand that feeds you, greedy little bat, you know, so many things in there. But that's one deck that I have. I mean, I knew that card was in there, so it didn't affect or sway me whether I was going to buy the deck, because I didn't want to be, you know, made to jump when I was looking at it. This one is the Black Line Tarot by Agni Prasada Burning. So I think you can go to her Etsy shop. I believe that's her logo, and you'll probably be able to still get this one. So there it is. When she was designing the deck, I looked at most of the cards, but this card wasn't available to see. So I wasn't expecting this card in the deck either. And when I was flipping through, needless to say, it gave me a bit of a jump. But otherwise, the deck is just beautiful. I like these. This is my first ever black and white. In fact, it's my first indie deck to arrive, I think, at the time. And Kickstarter deck rather. First deck I ever backed. And I think it's just a great deck. The card stock is amazing. She did a really good job with this. It shuffles beautifully. It's gilded. I'm pretty sure I have a walkthrough of this when it first came in. But the deck, the artwork, it's just a really nice deck. It's nice, simple images if you want to look at them. you can spend plenty of time just looking at the cards and pulling out your messages if you want to. But she's done a great job with this one. So that's deck number 2. Deck number 3. So we have Seasons of the Witch. I'll just move some of these up a little bit. And it's an oracle deck. This, some of you will be familiar, it's a rock pool deck, and there is another one coming out. I believe I've now heard on the old Tarot Tube Vine lines, it's going to be the Yule deck. So there'll be the Yule Sabbath deck coming through, hopefully this shortly. I was hoping there was going to be more and quicker, but we'll see. You never know. Watch this space. So there she is, the spider. I mean, the fact that it's a human is better than the others, because it's kind of, it was less, it made me jump less when it came out and I handled the card. But the deck is great, you know, it's red gilding, lovely candy red, lovely backs, shiny. Other people may find some of the other images again in this deck a little bit more heebie-jeebie-ish, because it's, many people say it's a bit dark for them. But the messages in deck are really nice. Okay, so it may be for somebody who's studying perhaps more craft-based tarot, I suppose. Somebody who's maybe looking into other ways of exploring their like religious aspects. But I happen to like Halloween. I happen to like various Sabbats. We celebrate them here naturally, and I like the fact that these decks kind of go with them. So this is the Seasons of the Witch, the Halloween edition, or Samhain edition. And then we have Stacy Demarco's Halloween Oracle. Great deck again, lovely quality, lovely backs, nice box. There it is, the one that I wasn't expecting. In fact, I think when I was doing my flip through of this, after opening it, there is a moment in the flip through where you physically see me jump or flinch at the fact that the card was there, because I wasn't expecting it. And it just, like, again, like I say, if a spider jumped onto my hand and I wasn't expecting it, I would jump. If I saw the spider, I wouldn't have a problem because I was like forewarned, so there was no issue. So it's like it just kind of like jumped out at me. I was like, ah! But the joke is, spiders are actually a great card. You know, they're a great community, a great web weaving card. They're about knowledge, you know, the whole like chrome, wisdom, wiseness. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this one, because it's such a realistic, large spider, I took it out of the deck and it sits in the card. And what I will be doing is I'll probably be replacing the card with the word, just to, as I work through my own kind of shadow aspects of getting over the card being in there. There is another deck that I would love to have, and that is the Spirit Song, is it Spirit Song Tarot? But again, that has a very realistic picture inside the deck. And for right now, until I can get over my, like, not chucking the cards across the room from like the fright of it just suddenly popping out, I decided it's probably not a good idea to have that deck either. But this deck is great. It's probably less dark in imagery than this one. I think people find this one maybe more illuminating or a lighter version, but the messages are, you know, no less in them. So there's another good oracle. So weirdly, they're oracles that I have them in. And then the other deck, which I don't own actually, but this is, so if we were talking about cards that gave me heebie-jeebies, this is from Patrick Valence's Cartes de Vista. It's now a sold out deck, but basically anything that has weird looking faces like that does give me the heebie-jeebies. I can't explain why, it shouldn't do, but it's kind of a running joke in one of the tarot groups that I'm in, where lots of the Mildred cards pop out and she's got starey eyes and weird kind of look on her face, much like these. And I'm always like, oh, you know, but this is Oliver Irving from the Fenwood Asylum. So I don't own this deck, but this is a freebie that came with the Abandoned Oracle. So I just thought I'd give that a mention and then just show you a little bit more about what I'm talking about, if this is going to work. So here we have cards, the Vista on the website, and there are some of the kind of cards that you can expect to see in this oracle. So that noise, by the way, is I'm having building work done outside, so don't. And of course it's deviantmoon.com is the website for these. So that one, and there's another one of the cards from there. So that is this deck, and one other deck. Doesn't really give me the heebie-jeebies, but I thought I'd mention it because I know it's been quite controversial out there. This is from theartemortis.com. And this deck, again, it has a spider in it, but it's an oracle deck that has been created with human blood. And that has kind of, there's lots of controversial thoughts about it. People, you know, who don't want to touch it just for that reason. People who think that therefore makes it evil. I mean, it's a medium at the end of the day. I have a friend who created what am I trying to say? She created pottery, and she used to create the effects on the pottery with human body fluids, all types of human body fluids, by the way, on the pottery. And then she'd fire them, and then she'd have the kind of leftover effects of it. So yeah, so that's this one. I don't have a problem with this. I'm just not drawn to it per se. It's not one that kind of caught my attention. However, it's a 22 card oracle deck in the US, $30. So there's that, but that one does seem to have created a lot of controversy. People either love it or hate it, that big old Marmite sort of thing, you know. But in general, the images are quite powerful, quite striking, and they've managed to get a lot of depth of colour from the mediums that they were using. So yeah, there we go. Those are my decks. What are yours? Do you have any of these? And do you have other cards in these that make you kind of wince or think twice when you pick them up? Love to hear back from you. So please do, as always, give me a like, subscribe or share, help the old algorithms, and give me some comments down below. Let me know. Love to commune with you all. Right, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.